YouTube? This is the Darkly Player, and I'm here with the first play of this deck. So, as you know about MTGO, you need to go click on this stuff. So I got the Cat Swarm Elves deck is what I called it. Highlighted. This is going to be a modern only, so I might run into some competitive players, but we'll see. This is a first rundown of the deck, not the rundown after I built it, but the first rundown of today. And we will see what happens. It's kind of early, so I don't know how fast I'll get players, and I don't know what kind of decks they will play. We got someone, Night Lord. So let's see what he's playing. I do not know a lot of the newer decks. I will play first because I usually like to. Now this is a tricky hand. I am going to mulligan because it does have the land base I need for the deck, because I usually like to get at least 1 or 2 lands in the first hand. But the only other thing it's given me is a Cultivate and a Collective Unconscious. Getting 2 Sun Zeniths in the beginning hand is definitely a bad deal. So I'll go ahead and mulligan. Now I will keep this one. Again, mainly because I do have the Zenith again. But I am got the first turn Lano, which is always great. I also got 2 planes, so after I get my mana ramp up and I can start playing those, I can start popping those down, or I can pop them down now. Depends on what I draw into. If I draw into cards I just need the colorless mana, I will pop those out for early, so I can pop this out later. Blue. Of course, a blue deck, so this may be a little challenging, and it looks to be a mill deck. That is going to hurt. Unless he did it to himself. This guy may be doing... I don't know the deck, but I do know that there are some decks that run very well on milling yourself out. I would almost... See, I can't do nothing. I've only got 3 mana. I didn't draw a card I really need. Just for the heck of it, I am just going to poke him for 1 and see what... He ain't going to do nothing for 1, but I might as well do it. Because it's 1 damage and I cannot do anything else. Next turn, because I got so much green already, I will start popping out the plains. Just so I can try to build up to an early of that, but early is not going to be good unless I can draw into more elves. Ooh, another land, and he left it untapped. He's got 2 lands. I'm going to see if I can bait out a counter spell. Got 1 mana leak, and that's fine with me. Yeah, it kind of hurts me because I don't get that extra card, but it means that he pulled out the mana leak early game, or not early game because it was like turn 3, and okay, it is early game still. He pulled out a mana leak just for a visionary, which I'm okay with because the best visionary could have got is the +1 card and a little more poking. That's all I could have hoped for out of that card. Yeah, it would have been better if I got into the Druid or the Jiraga, but I'd rather him mana leak the visionary than something later. So I'm okay with the visionary going away. And he delved. Oh, this is a delve deck. I hate those. Oh, he didn't delve, but... Oh, yeah, he did delve it. So that's a... That card's going to be annoying, and he might have just won. I know what you're thinking, but because of the way that I have been getting screwed over, I'm going to go ahead and harrow. I want to go ahead and harrow straight into 1 plains and 1 forest because I need those plains for that, but it's too early to pop it. But I can't, and I don't want to do a collective unconscious. So it's going to be a tight game. Because I can only do a Zenith for 3, which will be enough to take out him. But if he leaves his mana untapped and not do anything, I'm going to be in trouble. So like I said, this wasn't the best set of draws for it. And Unarmed Druid isn't bad. He will help a little bit, but since my opponent has 6 cards in his hand, 3 lands untapped and a draw ability. I think I'm going to run into another counter spell, but I'm going to take the risk. I think he's going to counter it. If he just remans, oh, it went through. That is really good. It's not the greatest right now because it only adds 2 mana, but you know, it's 2 more mana, and it also pumps up my Lano, so I can start poking for 2. But with the Elvish Archdruid out, I can pop out the Zenith right now for 5. So I'm hoping he taps out himself, which he's not. He's just going to attack. I'll take it. I don't want to, but I need to. I need my creatures more than I need anything else. Okay, let's draw. Another Zenith. Since I got another Zenith, I'm going to go ahead and try this. Oh, wait, it is an instant, so I'll undo everything. I forget the Sun Zenith is an instant. So what I want to do is I want to do that in response to him attacking next turn. I know he probably thinks I have something in my hand if I did that, but he could think I just misplayed. I'm hoping he thinks I just misplayed and that he taps his mana to play something. He does have 8 cards in his hand, so he does have something, maybe. Of course, he's not going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to let him attack. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it all. He could mana leak it or something, or remand it. Or it can go through. Okay, he had declared I'm going to hit OK. I am going to block. I am going to waste 3 tokens to get rid of it. But I can pop out another Zenith next turn. And, oh, he got another island. What's he going to do? He knows if he passes it, he takes a lot of damage. Oh, he conceded. Okay, so he conceded for that one. Let's see what happens in the next one. Okay, since, again, I don't really do sideboards because I'm not usually a competitive player for these decks. These are more casual, so that's why I usually get in trouble, is because I don't side in. But this guy probably siding in some kind of hate against me. Specifically because I am an elf deck, but I don't think he was actually looking at the Zenith. You know, a lot of people just see elves as elves and they don't think, oh, he's just an elf guy. Is he gonna have something? But some may think I'm running Grape Shot, but no. Okay, sorry I'm rambling. Okay, this deck I will keep because it's turn 1 Lano, turn 2 level Jiraga, or turn 2... I can at least toss a Jiraga out next turn. Or I can do Jiraga now, but I need a Lano out first turn. See what he pulls out. Oh, shit. Okay, he didn't pay the 2 life, but he is running black and red. So he did put in more hate against me, probably. And he is probably got bolts, and he probably got some other damage cards to get rid of my creatures. So I need to work fast, but a bolt is a 1 cast, so if he's got a bolt, I'm in trouble because then it knocks me down to turn 3 before I can pop anything out. And he's probably going to go for an island because he probably got another mana leak in his hand. I need to tech in some like probes or something, but this deck is running mainly for the draw. And yeah, probes are good, but oh yeah, actually he went for both. He didn't pay for it. See what he does. And he bolts it. That's what I thought he was going to do. But I'd rather him bolt the Lano, and I know that sounds dumb, because Jiraga is a little bit better, but it takes a lot longer to power her up. So he did slow me down a little bit, but we'll see what I can do here. But if he teched in a lot of burn and a lot of board weeps, board sweeps, I'm pretty much in trouble. Because like I told you guys, this is a glass cannon. If they take in a whole bunch of cards against this deck, like most decks, they'll just fall under the pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead tap 2 for a Visionary. I know that seems like it's counterproductive, but I want to draw that card, and I want to see if I can bait out another burn spell if he has one. He's down to 4 cards, which is good. So next turn, I'm probably, if he doesn't do anything, or if he taps out, I am probably going to just top out. I want this out. I really, really want that out. Because next turn, if I pop him out, oh shit, he does have mana, 4 cards in hand, so he probably drew into a land or something. But I'm going to see if I can bait him. I've got 2 Jiragas. Yeah, if I lose one, I get hurt. Or better yet, let's try to see if we can bait him with a Harrow. And I'll sacrifice a forest. Counterspell is what I thought. Yeah, that actually sets me back. But he did do what I was hoping he'd do. So next turn I'm hoping to draw into a land. If I don't, I am going to be on the defensive side. Maybe I should have cultivated instead of harrowed, but we will see what happens. If I lose this one, I lose this one. I'm not too unhappy about it. Because the worst thing could do is that was a muff up or screw up, and should have played cultivate instead of the harrow. But we will see what happens. I'm waiting for him to respond. I'm just going to poke him for 1 because that's all I can do. And if all you can do is poke your opponent for 1 damage, you might as well do it, because why not? He's taking a little bit. So yeah, like you saw this deck on the game 1, it does pop off if I can get the right cards. And that was a small Sun Zenith, but it was enough to pressure him into a quit. But that's because I thought it had a bad hand, because if he only did that 1 creature, and yeah, that creature was heavy, but once I got the mana ramp up and do the Zenith and actually got rid of it, it only cost me 2 tokens. It was not that bad. Let's see if he's messaged me. No, oh, there's my preview screen. I was wondering where this preview screen is. I don't know if you need it for the video or not, so I'm just going to minimize it, and then I'm going to look into my messages. Nope, no messages. So he's either AFK or he's thinking about something, or he disconnected. I do not know. I'm hoping he didn't disconnect. Oh, he did lose connection. Dang it. So we'll have to wait a little bit to see if he comes back. But if he doesn't come back in a couple minutes, I'm probably just going to quit, because I'm not going to sit here for 20 minutes and wait for this guy to come back. And yeah, that'll be my loss. Oh, he's come back. Okay, let's see what he does. Okay. So it's his turn. It said he got connection back. So it'll probably be a little bit before he does anything. He does take it. So that's all I can do. It's my turn. So yeah, I probably muffed it with the harrow, and instead I should have cultivated, because I don't know if he would have mana leaked the cultivate though, because it's not as great of a threat as a harrow. But if he thought that was a way for me to get more lands out that I would need, then I think he would have. But again, if that's what it falls down to, is that I used harrow instead of cultivate, and that's why I lost. My fault, but I played it the best way I thought I should have. I did bait out a mana leak. This guy is down to 3 cards. Down to 2 now. He's going to play something. Delve. Oh, he brought that guy out. And I am nowhere near my combo. Nowhere near. I need to draw into a land. I really, really need to draw into a land. No, but I did draw into a Zenith. Okay. This is going to be hairy. If I draw into a forest, that would be great. I'm just going to pop out Jiraga, because next turn I can pop out her to level 1, pop that. It'd just be 2 mana. But I'm hoping I can pop out the Druid next turn. But unless I draw into a land, I don't see that happening. So we'll see what happens. He's going to attack me. He always does. And I'm just going to take it. He bolts my Jiraga, of course. So he's down to 2 cards in hand. I don't know if he top decked that or what. But that was a good play on his half. So my Jiraga's gone. It's going to set me back another turn. So yeah, I probably lost this one because I cannot survive, a whole turn against the 5/5. Because my creatures are little weenie, these is a mini weenie deck, and I cannot, he didn't attack. I think he's worried, or he's just trying to do something. So I need a land here. See if I draw it. No, I did not draw a land, but I drew a Lano, so I'll pop out a Lano, and then I'll just let him go. At least with a Lano, I can pop into a Druid, but he might have another Bolt in hand. I know that's the second Bolt he has done, and he's done a mana leak. So I've got to worry about some cards in his hand. He's going to attack, and I'm just going to take it. Okay, he does have 3 cards in his hand. He's going to play something? Oh, fuck. Yeah, this guy just... Sorry about the cussing, but this guy did side in a ton of hate against me. So he's just going to slowly dwindle my creatures down. And drawing a Zenith here was a bad thing. So I'm going to toss out another Jiraga. Hopefully he doesn't have anything so I can pop that up into a level 2 next turn. But the main reason why I'm losing now is probably because not only the Harrow, but because I have not been drawing any basic lands. He probably just drew one. And on top of no basic lands, he's been dealing with my creatures, and that's where I get most of my other mana. So as you can tell, that's not a good deal. This is going to hurt. And this is probably game. So he played that card. So yeah, I'm pretty much, and it's that. Okay, that's pretty much game. He can swing for 10 next turn. I'm not going to block it. I can't pull out my Druid, and he's pretty much got me set. So that is his win, but it's mainly because of all the hate I've been hitting. Because if I would have been able to kept all my land draws, that would have been nice. But if not, yeah. So yeah, this is just a casual deck. It's not meant to be 100% winning. But like I said, if they do pull out a lot of hate against me, especially bolts and terminates, it's going to hurt. But also the no drawing of any basic land. I know it hurt me to do the Harrow, because that was one land I could have used and probably got Arc Druid out. But he would have bolted it or terminated it, and I'd still end up in the same bolt. So yeah, I will play first. This ain't the greatest hand, but I got 3 good cards. I got to draw, I got to turn 1 Lano, and we'll keep this. But I'm afraid he's already got his red mana stuff, because I don't know how many he would have put in, but I do expect him to put at least 2 to 4 in of terminates and 2 to 4 of lightning bolts. So we'll see what happens. If he bolts me first turn, then I know I'm in trouble, because I really do need that Lano to go through. Oh, an island. Draw a card, scratch 2. That will give me a little bit. What I draw next will determine on my play, but I am tempted just to toss out my Druid. So we'll see what happens. I drew a Druid. Okay, so let's do this. I won't toss out a Plains to start building on my Plains, but that's because the Druid doesn't really need 3 green. It just needs 2 green, and I really did that. Also, he pumps up all my Druids, but even if I get the other one out, he will just be a 2-2 or 3-3, which is still boltable. I need at least a 4th one, and there it is. Steam Bolts, he is going to do it. He's probably going to tap it into a bolt and destroy it. That's what I thought. So that was good on his part. Not a bad play on mine, because that was a good move. I will go ahead and pop out another Plains. I'll go ahead, tap 3 for Druid, and then I'll go ahead and let him go. I'm just trying to build up my creatures, but like I said, he has a bunch of hate and a bunch of burn against those cards, and I think that's why it took him so long to side in the first game, was because he did all the hate. And there's another bad card I do not want to see. If he's got another hate card, it's either another bolt or it is that terminate. Yeah, and unless he's going to play a creature like that big 5/5, which I don't know exactly how Delve works. Nope, terminate. Oh, no, it's not terminate. Yeah, that works. So he has to force me to discard a card. Because I need these two, I will get rid of the land. But that's only because I really need the Visionary right now. Because it's pretty much a nice little... It's a little, ray of hope. Just depends on what I draw. It's also a 1/1. I drew a Harmonize, which is good, but I can't play it, so I will just poke him for 1. He has been dealing a lot of damage to himself with his Pain lands, but the 2 life is negligible when it looks at what he got rid of. He got rid of Forest, which I'm not too worried about, but he did get rid of both Druids. So to draw a 3rd Druid, I need to really pull out something. That's why I like the Harmonize. He's bringing out a Delve creature. Hold on, I want to see what this is right quick. I know I should know. Oh, here it is. Each card you exile from your graveyard while his yourself pays for 1. Alright, so he exiled 4 cards and then 3, so something like that. That is a little mean of a card. It is a 4/5, so it is putting me on a little bit of a pressure. So let's see what I draw into. He can't attack and he's tapped out, so I'm free to play what I want next turn. A Jiraga. I sadly need the Harmonize better, but I can still throw out a Jiraga. I'm not going to throw both of them out because he could have some more hurt, but I am going to keep that out like that and see what happens. He played Bloodstained Myrrh, just a search land. He probably has it again. Oh wait, well, that's just the thing's ability. If he pops off that, he does have enough to do it. But we'll see what happens. He didn't pop it off yet, but it doesn't say he has to tap it, so he might save it for something. I really don't know. See what I draw into is a land. I'll go ahead and tap. Oh shit. This is bad. I'm going to go see if I can get him to leak that. He did not. I'm just going to go ahead and level this up. I'm on a Harrow. I'm going to sacrifice a tapped land. He will probably mana leak that. Or counter it of some kind. So he plays a Cryptic Command, which is a very cheap move. I'm going to go ahead and level her back up since I've really got nothing else to do. And then I'll let them go. So yeah, this guy's got a lot of cards that will hurt against my deck, but that's the gist of his deck, I guess. He's got a lot of burn, a lot of counter, a lot of control. He's just going to hit me for another 4. I'm going to take it. Unless I draw into something great, I'm in trouble. He just, yeah, terminated again. I don't got much against that. That's a good move on his part because that gave me +2. He's got 2. He's going to mana leak it, so might as well. It went through. I can't do much with it, and that's only a 1/1. That's a 1/1. I'm just going to go ahead and swing for 2. Oh, he snapcastered. So he's going to do something. But anything he flashes back, he doesn't have the mana for. So did he just do that just for a blocker to get rid of my Jiraga? Now that's a weird move. I mean, yeah, he gets rid of my Jiraga, which runs out my mana ramp, but I didn't really use her to begin with. And I still got 3 creatures, not 4, so the collective unconscious is a... I don't know, that move was weird. It was a decent move for a casual game, but I'm still wondering about how he did that. Damn. Wait, what? He got 2 Cryptic Commands. I can't do much against a Cryptic Command. Those things do hurt. He does have that one over there equipped. He's going to take me down to 8. If it wasn't for that command, I would have not been able to take that. That is a 4/5. I'm a 4/6. And then he's going to be able to rip me a new one with that card. I will play that. I will go ahead and completely cast it and see what happens. He can do 2 damage to me toward any creature, which will blow up my cards. It will also make me think about blocking that, because I do need that Sage. But like I said, he got a lot of hate and a lot of stuff that can go against this deck, or any deck for that matter. He's got a lot of 1 trades. He's got a lot of counters. He's got a lot of returns. He's got some decent draw. So it's a basic, blue-red deck. It's going to make me mill a couple. I want to see what's in my graveyard now. Droga Hero, Harmonize. I think he got rid of Harmonize or Forest or another Droga. I don't know what he milled. Or he milled himself again. Yep. But he casted that. Nice. So yeah, he's got a pretty strong guy there. He's still got a red mana through there. He knows I'm not going to block it. Oh, he just let me go. Okay, let's draw. He does have a blue up. He does have a red up. Let's see what I could draw. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's only 6 mana. He's probably going to counter that. If he doesn't, he knows I'm going to draw something. Yeah, he had a mana leak. I only got 2. I can't do it. And that's pretty much game because I can't come back from that. Unless I draw into a Harmonize because he's also out of cards. So, field present wise, he's got me because of his Grim Lavamancers. For me, those are a bit slow. He targeted himself again. I think he's got a Delve. He targeted himself to get another card in his hand. So I don't know what he just drew. He's probably going to attack. And I'm going to take that. But that puts me down to bolt. He's probably just going to bolt me. Oh, that's not what I needed. That does set off my Primordial Sage. So I get to draw a card regardless. Which is another creature. Which is one of the reasons I like this. So let's go ahead and play that. Play Llanowar. I always... Let me go like this. Always yes. Another creature. This is going to turn out to be fun. I am running a little low on mana because a lot of my stuff is running solid green. But that is a collective unconscious. So I'm probably just going to let him go after I level up my Jiraga. Because that is all I can really do. But as you saw, just from drawing one card, you know, Elvish Archdruid, I was able to pop out a few others, but he's probably got something. Target player discards a card. And there goes my collective unconscious. I still got 2 more in the deck, I think. So there's a good chance I can draw into another one. Oh, and I took a damage, or 2 damage. So that card was pretty mean. And if he's got another one of those, I'm pretty much in trouble. But he's probably going to bolt me or something, or he's just going to go for an all-out attack. But I do have some blockers, so I can sacrifice a couple. Because I've got no other reason to do other than just to try to stall the game out. He is going to attack with that Delve guy. I will hit okay because I got nothing. I will block with these 3. I do not want to block with my Sage because that's the only thing that gets me synergy right now. If I draw into a creature. He is going to do that to probably power through one of these smaller guys. Oh, he did it to me. So yeah, he won, but nothing I can do about that. Like I said about this deck, if he did, since he had a ton of hate and he just drew the game out, but you saw how I was already gaining synergy once I just played one Elvish Archdruid. So if it was, if I could have got some of this stuff out a little earlier without running into so many terminates and stuff, I would have been able to pop out a lot faster. But that's what I said was bad about this deck, was because if I go against a lot of hate for creature or counter spells, which counter spells hurt everybody, but specifically, you know, quick spells that can just stop me from going off it's a little annoying since this is a creature-based deck. But that was my first round. I will do one more if I can. So we'll see what happens, and everybody.